This wonderful day into this great good Sunday as we continue on looking at this thing called relationship for the month of March. And in particular today we're looking at the relationship we have with the body, with the understanding and the awareness of what body is all about, under the heading and title of Eternal Youth. And God knows this is the land of eternal youth. Billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars are spent all of the time by people who want to stay eternally young. And we think that if we look young, we are staying eternally young. But however, that's not always the case. Many times the house can be painted beautifully while everything inside is falling down and around and so on and so forth, etc. So we have bought into the old paradigm for thousands of years through this hypnotic social collective consciousness that has come into agreement with the idea that we are born, and from the moment we're born, we begin to age, and with aging, we grow old, and as we grow old, we move into frailty, and as we move into frailty, we move into sickness, and then we die. And that's what most of us have bought into on this plane. This is what we believe, and God knows it's supported by all the medical field. The medical field, have you ever watched the ads on television? You need this cream, you need this potion, you need this lotion, you need this gadget, you need this gizmo, you need this pill, whatever it is, because you're falling apart. And we can help you. Send us your money. So we're getting that from every turn and twist, you know, oh, well, what do you expect? That's a 60-year-old knee you're talking about, etc., etc., etc. It's all the greatest load of baloney that any of us could ever have bought into. We need to go back to the basics again, pick up quantum healing, pick up Ageless Body and Timeless Mind, Deepak Chopra's books, and devour them. And wake up and remember that what we're doing is living in such a dreadful, terrible illusion. It's really not funny, actually, anymore. It's not funny. It's not, because we've been mesmerized and hypnotized, and we have bought the illusion. Well, with the advances in quantum physics, with the advances in metaphysics, we know differently now. We know that we can be born into this life fully alive, and that we can leave this life fully alive, fully youthful, feeling, yeah, done it, I'm off to my next great adventure, can't wait to see what the next body's going to be like, and you go in like you're on a hurdy-gurdy, and you say, yeah, here I come. That's what you do, and that's what you can do. And we're seeing this now in 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 100-year-olds. They're all up and at it. They show and demonstrate and present to us a youthfulness, a timelessness, a creativity, a fulfilling kind of lifestyle, and they're full of the joys of spring tra-la. You can't deny it. I meet these people all the time. So we do not have to keep saying yes to the old paradigm that has us ailing by the time we're 30. It gets shorter and shorter and shorter these days as far as ailments are concerned. Children have adult diseases, for God's sakes. It's terrible. When you look at it three-dimensionally speaking, it's not good. Now, we can reverse all of that when we understand what the body is and we come into the right relationship with the body. Erich Fromm, I love Erich Fromm. He reminds me a leprechaun. He full of wisdom and ageless, really, timeless too. So maybe he's a hobbit, I don't know. So anyway, he says, you know, sometimes the head looks down at the body like it's an alien. It's an alien creature. And what the hey do you think you're doing to me? You know, this is not good. This is not good. So the body upsets us, it annoys us, it even threatens us at times. It's as though it's separate and apart from us, and it's not. It's not at all. The body is incredible. The body is amazing. I can remember donkeys years ago, and I was in my youth and verve, and I came across the poetry of Walt Whitman, and he writes about the body electric, and I was thinking about that. What the hey is the body electric kind of thing? But he knew a thing or two, that man. He understood that the body is this field, as Ernest Holmes tells us, we are this amazing, infinite energy of unlimited intelligence operating in a field of intelligence. And he learned that from Troward. We're operating in a field of intelligence as intelligence, intelligently, or maybe not. Maybe it's unintelligently. I don't know. He says intelligently, but sometimes I wonder. And so that's what we are. Now, the body is as much part of you as your mind is. And your body has the infinite capacity to be incredibly, awesomely powerful. The mind pales by comparison to the true energy and nature of the body. Now, understand this, and it's not exactly an easy thing to understand. There are bodies within bodies, as we are told. Even Paul in Scripture understood that. We have bodies within bodies. This is a very small shell called a body. It's a small shell. It is skin covering up an egoic personality, as somebody else once said. I can't remember who said that, but it wasn't me. Anyway, I wouldn't have thought of skin encapsulating the egoic personality. But within this body, there is the etheric body that is eternal and everlasting. And it is phenomenal in its intelligence. It is amazing. It does what the mind could never do. The mind would be too small to do it. It has its perfect intelligence and knows exactly what the unification of life is all about. That's the interior body, And it's alive. It's fully alive. It's alive, but you and I don't feel that often because we're in our mind too much. We think too much. We're thinking. We're too full of think in order to be energized by the live nature of our bodies and its intelligent field of operation. However, the mind can be a pesky little thing that throws a spanner in the works of the body and can disturb its ability to function absolutely magnificently all of the time. The mind does affect, that mind machine affects the bodily machine, so to speak, in negative ways as well as in positive ways, and mostly in negative ways because we mostly think negatively. Most of the world is thinking negatively 51% of the time or more. If it wasn't, we'd be living in a different world. So the collective consciousness, and considering that, we're doing pretty well, I think. Considering that, my gosh, it's a miracle. It only takes a few solid, amazing, centered energies to keep the whole thing afloat. That's all. The quantum number for that 1,000 people that Ernest Holmes talks about, give me 1,000 people who have so embodied the principles of science of mind, and I will give you a new world. That's what he says. 1,000, that's all, out of the bazillions that we have on the planet. So, what we have to understand about the body is that it is perfectly capable of magnificent things and can take care of things beautifully without our interference. The problem is we interfere with it. The mind interferes with it. Now let me remind us all again that every negative thought I think, regardless of what it's revolving around, affects my finger, my ear, my knee, my hip, my toe, affects every part of me. Every single part of me is affected by the way I think. And then the way I think upsets the emotional field, the body, the emotional body, and the emotional body adds to that impediment upon the inner alive body of intelligence. So we need to start getting connected with the body. There's no more saying, I am not my body. I'm not my body. I am one with everything I am. There is no separation in the divine. There is no separation in intelligence. There is no separation in spirit. I am one with this body. Now, the shell of the body, when I'm ready to leave here and go on to creating another more refined body, the body that is interior, the etheric body will come with me. It's part of the intelligence that I am. It comes with me. And it will create another skin form, another shell of a body that I can use wherever it is I'm going next time. But the whole of me will go, not just the head of me. Sometimes we think we exist from the head up. We don't. Not just the brain of me or the intelligence of me or whatever. And remember, we're subject to intelligent or mental mistakes. Mental mistakes are the cause of the physicality not being all that it can be. Intelligent mental mistakes can create havoc. Now, the two most dreadful things that we can do as far as the body is concerned is to be in fear and doubt. Now, I could spell out a bazillion things, bitterness, resentment, anger, all the rest of it. But the two biggies are fear and doubt, fear and doubt, fear and doubt, because they interfere with faith, the faith that goes beyond any understanding, really, or logic or reason. So, fear. If you and I could in this instant become fearless, this body would rejuvenate itself. It would become that amazing, incredible, dynamic, and powerful energy that it is. I would enter into the lightness of being in such a way that I couldn't imagine right now, because I'm not free of all shreds of fear. Fearlessness is the cure for everything. If I could be totally free of fear, I would be cured of whatever it is I think I need to be cured of, and no ailment could touch me. Nothing could touch me. Nothing could touch me if I was fearless. And anything that began to look like an ailment would be swooshed up in the fires, in the beautiful light white fire of faith that knows no fear. Fear not was always the invitation. Fear not, fear not, fear not. Don't let your hearts be troubled, and neither let yourselves be afraid. Fear not, fear not. It's the answer to everything. It's the instant cure to everything, and I've seen it in people. People have gone to doctors. The doctors have given them a dreadful diagnosis. They said, I don't think so. I haven't time for this. I'm not going to give this any truth. I'm not going to own this. I'm not going to have any part of it. I will not. I will not. That is not my truth, and I'm not having it. And off they go. And somehow or another, they overcome. Now, don't think that's all you have to do when the doctor says you need this treatment, you need that treatment, the other treatment. Unless you have faith that is immovable as the northern star, as the rock of Gibraltar, as they say. Unless you have that kind of fearlessness that knows nothing of fear. And if you had, you wouldn't be in a doctor's office anyway. You see? If you show up in a doctor's office, it means there's still some residues of fear around. But if you can enter into that, you can indeed heal. And the ones who heal the quickest and the ones who come back from what is called incurable diseases are the ones who give the thing no energy and do not support it in any way. They do not own the illusion. What do you mean an illusion? It's not an illusion. If I have a sore on my leg or my knee or my hand or my arm, it's not an illusion. There it is, and it's sore. And if I pick it, it's sore, and so on. Yeah. But the illusion created it. The illusion created it. So what you and I are called to understand this week and from here on in is to know that if I can align all the energies that I am, and if I can bring them into the awareness that I am anyway the host of infinite intelligence, I'm hosting infinite intelligence, and it's the way I host it is to be it, is to become it. I can't host infinite intelligence in any other way. I have to be it in order to host it. I'm the temple of the Most High. I'm the temple of the Holy Spirit. I am the tabernacle of God. That's what I am. But it's the mind telling me. I can't just think it in my mind. I have to feel it from my toes to my fingertips to the ends of my hair. I have to feel that I am this power. I am this energy. And the problem is we are not alive to our bodies. We are not aware of the energy or intelligence of our bodies. We think our bodies is this dumb thing that just, gets, breaks down every now and again with this, that, and the other going on. Well, that's not true. It's the mind's thinking that breaks down every now and again. That's what breaks down, the mind's thinking. Not the inner, not the alive, not the interior body. And Eckhart Tolle also says that the body is the portal to presence, as is silence the portal to presence. The body is the portal to presence. So I have to become alive to my body. I have to honor my body. I have to understand my body. I have to care for my body and nurture my body the way I would care and love a child of mine. I have to do the same for my body, you see. I have to take care of it and treat it with that kind of regard. Treat it like I am kneeling before a holy shrine or a holy temple or a tabernacle or whatever else it is where we think God's presence is more than anywhere else. Well, there's no more greater presence than God than right where I am. I'm the nearest to the presence of God right here. This is the nearest to the presence of God, all of it. The thinking, the feeling, the beingness. That's how near I am. And this interior body, remember, is nearer than the outside, the exterior of the body. The interior part of your body is so much more close and near to what we call the infinite, the divine dynamic. And it's in every bit of us, and we have to come to understand and realize that. Now I'm going to ask you to raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Close your eyes and see all the power and light and life and energy and intelligence of the universe pouring into your hands. Into your hands is pouring this light, life, intelligence. And as you allow that, no thought, just see and feel the intelligence of the universe in your hands. And understand your hands to be points of light, all points of light connected by shafts of light, light of being, subtle being, and it is the power and the intelligence of the universe that is fueling the body that you are, that is in your hands. Feel its energy, feel its energy, feel its energy. Its energy is to be felt. Feel the aliveness in your hands. Feel the life force in your hands. And now place your hands on your heart. Feel the aliveness going into your heart and out from your heart, filling every aspect of your body, becoming all of these points of light connected to each other. And there is no circumference to this. And that is connected to all the points of light in all of life and all of the universe and beyond, in all of creation and beyond. You are connected. This is the intelligence that is in your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. And it's available to you for your use to direct it, however you choose to direct it. And now come back into your bodily being. Did you feel the energy? Yes. If you didn't, don't worry. Keep trying, not trying, but keep practicing that, doing that, because you can make your body your spiritual practice as well as everything else. Your body can become your spiritual practice. Your body can be your friend. Your body can be your assist. Your body can be that which takes really good care of you when you really take good care of it. And you understand it as an essential aspect of your being, your continuous being. And then you will understand much more fully that solids are not really solids. I mean, if you could understand the composition of your body and what you were looking at in your hands, I mean, every solid proton, every solid material proton is filled with 99.999% of emptiness. Emptiness, lightness, emptiness. You see, and the void that exists between two electrons, the void that exists between two electrons, we are told, has the same space between them as two galaxies would have, the same emptiness, the same space between them that two galaxies would have, and you're full of all that stuff. Your spacelessness, you're the amazing, intelligent void that's not a void. It's filled with this intelligence, this infinite potential, this unlimited power, force, energy that is available to you. And it's never ending. There's no end to it. And it's right where you are. You're sitting on it. You're sitting with it, on it. It's around you, it's about you, it's above you, below you. How dare we think ourselves as so insignificant? We must deny our nothingness. And that's what we have to do if we want to fully function at the level of this vibrancy, this vim, this zest, this vigor, this youthfulness, this aliveness is what youthfulness is. Think about it. Your mind plays all kinds of havoc with you. People just fallen out of a relationship they still wanted to be in. They want to be in the relationship. They think it's going to be okay. It'll get better. They'll come back together again. What happens? They become this lump of misery. They can't eat, they can't drink, they can't sleep, they've no energy, they're lethargic, life is dreadful, everything is awful, it's terrible. Compare that to somebody who's just fallen in love. Oh my God, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Everything is roses, everything is so colorful, everything is lovely, it's beautiful. The things that I cared about before, I don't care about. I can actually love my enemies when I'm in love at that level of awareness. Oh, that's okay, dear, that's all right. Do you see the difference between the two states of being? It's all in the head. And it's all in a vibration in your body, because what's going on in your mind dictates the vibration that's going on in your body. So when you're in love, all of those wonderful cells that are filled with this amazing, powerful intelligence, they're all jingery-jew, and they're delighted, and they're happy, and they're thriving, and they're flourishing. And the immune system is going, oh my God, I could do ballet now. The immune system is just building and building and building and building and building. Whereas when I'm in the doldrums because of something that's upset me so deeply, it's the balloon losing its power. And those little cells are saying, oh, for God's sake, wake up. You're killing us. You're killing us. We can't breathe. And the immune system is going down. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy when you think about my thinking is killing me? Isn't it wonderful when you know my thinking can recover me? Can youthify me, can balance me out, can build my immune system. You see, that's why doctors are thrilled when they say, well, you've got the right attitude. That's half the battle. If they only knew it's the whole thing, not half the battle. Not half the battle. There's no battle, that's the thing. And where there's no fear, there's no battling. You see? So, you have this incredible, amazing energy, life force, intelligence. You're full of it, and it's available to you. What in heaven's name now are you going to do with it as you leave this room? Are you going to say, that was lovely, wasn't that energizing, and forget all about it and go back out there and put your worries back on your shoulders again and off you go? Off you go, crippled. By what? Nothing more than a false, erroneous idea of yourself as this little, small, insignificant, separate thing. And you hope to God that one day you'll get your wits about you and you can function fairly decently well on this plane and be okay by the time you get to leave it so that you won't be scared silly when it's time to go. My goodness me. Let's start looking at ourselves in the mirror and seeing what's in behind what we're looking at. Feel what's in behind what we're looking at. So come alive to your body. You are in the Pepsi generation. I'm telling you, that's all you have to do. Come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation. As the cartoon said, as the little kid is pouring a bottle of Pepsi on a grave and saying, come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation. You know what? Let's be in the Pepsi generation. I mean, full of pep, that kind of Pepsi generation. You don't have to grow old. You don't have to grow old. You can age magnificently. You can mature like a fine cheese or a fine wine, but you don't have to grow old. We only grow old in mind and never in body, but the body will follow your mind. So let's get with it, my dear ones. Let's honor the power and the presence that the body is. Know that the body is alive and intelligent and at your service, and come into cooperation with it. And know I will always be the youth of spirit. I will always be the zest of spirit, the vim and the vigor of spirit. I will always be full of jingery-joo, and I will be the joy of life and celebration, and that's that.